Hello, this is Mark Satterfield, and welcome back to the Velvet Rope Affluent Client Attraction System. This is part 2. Imagine this. Your calendar is full of consultation calls, but half of them are with people who can't afford you, aren't serious, or just want to pick your brain. Sound familiar? High net worth clients don't want to feel like they can book your time whenever they want. In fact, the opposite is true. The wealthy respect exclusivity and value things they have to qualify for. That's why instead of taking every call, we create an application process that ensures only serious, investment ready prospects make it onto your calendar. In this section, we're going to cover how to set up your high status application and pre-call questionnaire so that by the time a prospect speaks with you, they've already seen you as an expert and they're eager to move forward. Most professionals make it too easy for anyone to book a call, and as a result, they waste time on unqualified prospects. They lose status by appearing too available. They attract people who are just looking for free advice. And the solution is to create a high status application process, one that filters out unqualified prospects, positions you as the expert, not a salesperson, and increases demand by making your time feel valuable. Instead of book a call, use apply for a consultation or private client inquiry to set the right tone. Your application should ask the right questions to filter out tire kickers, pre-frame the conversation so they see you as the authority, get them to self-qualify before they speak with you. So, now let's break this down for how this works in luxury real estate, financial services, and consulting. Luxury real estate. What doesn't work? Click here to schedule a free home buying consultation. What does work? Due to the high demand for luxury properties and my specialized approach, I only work with a select number of buyers and sellers each month. If you'd like to explore working together, please complete the application below. If it's a fit, my team will reach out and schedule a private consultation. So, what are the key questions? These are some that you want to include. What's your price range and ideal location? Have you bought or sold a luxury property before? Are you working with another agent? What's your time frame for making a purchase or sale? And are you pre-approved or buying in cash? So if you're a real estate agent, what I'd like to have you do is create your high status buyer or seller application. I'd like to have you write a pre-call email that confirms their application and sets expectations. Decide on a minimum qualification threshold. For example, only working with buyers over $2 million. Financial services. What doesn't work? Book a free financial planning session. What does work? My firm specializes in helping high net worth individuals and families build and protect their wealth. Because I work exclusively with select clients, I require a brief application before scheduling a consultation. This ensures I can provide the highest level of service to those who are a great fit. If you qualify, we'll schedule a private strategy session to discuss your goals. So, key questions that you may want to include. What's your total investable asset range? What are your top financial concerns? Tax efficiency, wealth protection, legacy planning, something else. Are you currently working with an advisor? If so, what do you like? What do you dislike about their approach? What prompted you to seek financial guidance now? Are you open to making strategic investments if the right opportunity presents itself? So if you're a financial advisor, what I would like to have you do is to draft a high status application form for potential clients and then write a pre-call email that emphasizes exclusivity and value. Also determine your minimum asset threshold For example, it might be $5 million of net worth or a certain amount of investable assets. Consulting. What doesn't work? Book a free business coaching call. What does work? I work exclusively with business owners and executives who are serious about scaling their company and implementing high-level strategies. If you're interested in exploring how we can work together, please complete the brief application below. My team will review your responses, and if it's a fit, we'll schedule a private strategy session. Key questions to include. What industry are you in, and what's your current revenue level? What's the number one challenge you're facing in scaling your business? What's your goal for the next 12 months? Have you worked with a consultant before? If so, what was your experience like? Are you prepared to invest in high-level strategic consulting? So if you're a consultant, here's an exercise for you. Design a client application form that qualifies your leads. Write one pre-call email that reaffirms your authority and sets expectations. And then decide on your ideal client profile. Might be $1 million in revenue, founder-led business, or something else. Final step, setting expectations before the call. Once a prospect completes your application, they should receive an email confirming their application has been received, a pre-call positioning message that sets the tone, a request to complete any additional prep work before the call. So, here's an example of a pre-call email. Subject, your private consultation request. Thank you for applying for a private consultation. I review every application carefully to ensure I can provide the highest level of service. Before we speak, I'd like to send you some sort of resource, might be a case study, might be a testimonial, to give you insight into my process. Please review this before our call. My team will reach out shortly to confirm your appointment. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to reply to this email. Looking forward to our conversation. So your exercise is to write a pre-call email that sets the stage for the consultation. I want you to create a next steps process that makes your consultation feel very high status. And I want you to choose one piece of positioning content to send prior to the call. Turning applications into ready-to-buy clients. When you implement this process, every person who gets on a call with you will already be pre-sold. They've applied, been pre-framed, and received authority content before they even speak to you. That means no more convincing, just meaningful conversations with serious clients who are ready to move forward. So let's dive into the structure of the call itself so you can take these pre-qualified prospects and turn them into high-value clients very easily and very simply. By the time a wealthy prospect gets on the phone with you, they should already feel like they need to work with you, not the other way around. The authority call isn't a sales call. It's a high-level conversation designed to confirm fit, showcase your expertise, and make working with you feel like the only logical next step. When structured correctly, there's no convincing, no pressure, and no chasing. The prospect comes into the call already positioned to say yes. So in this section, we're going to walk through the exact structure of a high-converting authority call, break it down for luxury real estate, financial services, and consulting, and give you the tools to craft your own winning call script. A successful authority call follows a three-phase structure. Number one, discovery. Uncovering their true motivation. So our goal here is to get the prospect to reveal their deeper emotional drivers. Wealthy clients don't buy based on service level needs. They make decisions based on status, security, exclusivity, and long-term value. Your job is to ask the right questions, to get them to articulate a deeper why. Second, value, positioning yourself as the only solution. The goal here is to show them that you uniquely solve their problems. And this is where you subtly differentiate yourself from competitors, not by talking about your credentials, but by demonstrating that you understand their world and their goals better than anyone else. 3, commitment. Making working with you feel like the only logical choice. So the goal here is to get them to commit by making it clear that your service is the best and only option for achieving their goal. Instead of selling, you structure your offer as the obvious next step while making it clear that you only work with serious, qualified clients. So let's look how to structure the call for luxury real estate, financial services, and consulting. Luxury real estate. What doesn't work? So tell me what you're looking for in a home. It's too generic and it doesn't position you as an authority. What does work? Before we talk about specific properties, I want to understand what really matters to you in this move. Are you upgrading for lifestyle reasons, looking for investment potential, or perhaps something else? So, call structure for luxury real estate. First, discovery. What's most important to you for this purchase or sale? Are you looking for an off-market property or something specific? What's your ideal timeline, and what concerns do you have about the process? From there, we move to value. I specialize in sourcing properties that never hit the open market, and I only work with a select group of serious buyers. Based on what you've told me, I already see a few opportunities that might be a good fit. Most agents will show you what's available, but my clients get access to properties before they're publicly listed. Does that sound like the kind of approach you're looking for? Next, commitment. If we move forward, I'll start identifying properties that match your criteria and get you priority access. My clients typically see results in a specific time frame. Are you ready to move forward? So if you're a real estate agent, here's an exercise for you. Write out your discovery questions. What do you need to know to truly understand your client's motivation? Identify your own key value positioning statements. What makes you different? And then craft your closing question that naturally leads the prospect to say yes. Financial services. What doesn't work? Tell me about your investment portfolio. It's too transactional. It doesn't uncover motivation. What does work? Let's start with your long-term vision. What's the number one thing you want your wealth to do for you and your family over the next 10 to 20 years? So here's a call structure. First part, discovery. What concerns you most about your financial future? Are you more focused on growth, protection, or a balance of both? Have you had any experiences, positive or negative, with wealth management in the past? From there, we move to value. Based on what you've shared, I see two immediate opportunities where we can significantly strengthen your portfolio while also protecting your assets from unnecessary risk. Most firms provide a one-size-fits-all solution. My approach is fully customized and built specifically for high net worth families. Would that level of service align with what you're looking for? From there, we move to commitment. If we move forward, the next step is an in-depth financial blueprint session where we map out your full strategy. I only take on a select number of clients each year to ensure personalized service. Would you like to move forward with that? So if you're a financial advisor, here's the exercise for you. First, define your core discovery questions. What do you need to uncover? 2, identify the biggest differentiator in your approach and how you'll communicate it. 3, craft your closing transition statement. How will you move the client from interest to commitment? Consulting. What doesn't work? Tell me about your business challenges. Too open-ended and makes them feel like they have to explain everything. What does work? If you had to point to one bottleneck that's preventing your business from scaling right now, what would it be? So the call structure. We start with discovery. Where do you see the biggest gap in your business right now? What's your revenue goal for the next 12 months and what's standing in the way of you achieving that? What's your experience working with consultants in the past? From that, we move to value. Based on what you've shared, the biggest opportunity I see is, and then provide some customized insight. My approach is different from traditional consulting because I focus on, and this is when you summarize your unique method or process. I only work with a handful of high-growth businesses, and my clients typically see an average revenue increase of X% within the first Y months. Is that the kind of result you're looking for? Then we move to commitment. The next step is a deep dive strategy session where we map out the full growth plan. I only offer this to a limited number of businesses per quarter. Would you like to secure a spot? So if you're a consultant, here's the exercise for you. Outline your key discovery questions that uncover real pain points. Identify your unique value position. Why should they choose you? Craft your closing position that naturally leads to commitment. When you structure your authority call correctly, closing isn't about selling. It's about leading the conversation so that the only natural next step is working with you. So your homework is to craft your personal authority call script using the framework we've covered today. Practice it, refine it, and soon you'll be closing wealthy clients with confidence without ever feeling like you're selling. So by now you should have an ideal client profile that defines exactly who you want to work with, a high-status lead magnet that attracts serious, affluent clients, a prestige sequence that nurtures and pre-sells prospects, a high-status application that filters out unqualified leads, and a structured authority call that turns conversations into clients. So your final exercise is to build your complete blueprint. I want you to write a one-page summary of your full affluent client acquisition blueprint. And when you do that, then look at it and identify the weakest link in your current client attraction system. Where specifically do you need improvement? And then set a deadline for implementing each piece of the system. Look, once this system is in place, you'll never have to chase clients again. Instead, your calendar will be filled with highly qualified, investment-ready prospects who already see you as the best, and they're eager to work with you. Look, this isn't theory. It's a system that, when executed properly, allows you to attract, nurture, and close high net worth clients consistently. So now is the time to take action. Now, I know that some of you are going to take everything I've shared and implement it on your own, and that's great. If you're willing to put in the work, you can absolutely build this system yourself over time. But for a select few of you, doing this alone isn't the best option. You don't want to spend months or years figuring it out, testing, refining. You want results now. You want a proven system implemented the right way without the guesswork. Now, let me be clear. This isn't for most of you. It's not cheap. It's not for people who kind of want more affluent clients. It's definitely not for people who aren't serious about working with the wealthy consistently. I only work with 5 private clients at a time, and most of the time I'm fully booked. But if you are the kind of person who is fully committed to getting consistent streams of affluent clients and you want to explore working together, then I invite you to learn more. You can go to getwealthyclients.com and you'll find out more about my private coaching consulting programs, as well as the other books and resources that I make available. Now, private coaching and consulting isn't for everyone, but if you know this is exactly what you need and you're ready to finally build a predictable, high-status client acquisition system, then I look forward to potentially working with you. But most importantly, thank you very much for your time and investment in this program, and I look forward to hearing more about your success. This is Mark Satterfield. Bye for now.